Hello. Now to now we will learn about access fire. Okay. In each language, okay, there are many types of access fire. Okay, generally in Python we use control visibility of the variable and method in a class. That's meaning if you declare any variable, okay, if you, let's create one file, uh, and learn access fire concepts, okay, .py. Now in Python we learn about access fire. Okay, in the in Python there are mainly three type of access label. Okay, there are three type of access label. Okay, in Python. Okay, first one public, second one is a private, third one is a protected. Okay, what is the meaning of public accessifier? What do you mean by public? The public means accessible anywhere. Okay, and a private restrict to the class itself. Matlab, you can access inside the class, not outside. That's why restricted to the class itself. What do you mean by protect? Third one is a protected, accessible from within class and its subclass. That's meaning if you have create class A, just like suppose you have create class A, okay, and the class A is inherited in suppose class A is inherited in B, so then protected variable will be accessible in class B also. Okay, now we will learn, let's go on a practical how we can use these access modifier. Okay, first first we will first I am commenting this line. Okay, this one. Okay, and currently I will create a 3 class, and in each class I will learn in public, protected, and private also. So now let's go on, first go on public according to the sequence. Okay, you know the sequence syntax. How can we declare the class and then class name? Generally I'm pub example. This one is the class name, colon is the syntax of class. Now when we define any class, during the definition I will create a constructor also. Okay, so then constructor is just like similar to the function. So then we will write down the keyword def. Then how we will write the constructor? Using init keyword, this init. Okay, then what is the instance of the constructor? Current instance of the character. Last class I have explained that self is the instant character of the instance object, current object of the class. Then okay, now we declare self dot public where that's meaning it is access anywhere in the class. Okay, anywhere. So that's why I have a name public, so that you can easily understand. Public variable, or you can write down where equal to I am public. Okay, and now make a method, one method. How can you access this value? You make in one method def. Actually in Python by default the class and variable is public. Okay, so def public method equal to, I'm passing the self object colon, what is the returning public method. Okay, now I'm calling this method create the variable of object 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 1 equal to example. Okay, now we will access the public method or a public variable also. So we will, suppose I am printing print f access public variable variable, this one object name is object 1 dot, what is the public variable, this one. Okay, now again access the public method and this one, and this one is the syntax. Now run the program. What is this? Access public variable, I am public, this one is the, and public method I have return, what is the returning, this public method. This is the, basically this is the concept of public access fire. By default by default in a Python all variable and method are public, accessible anywhere in the program. Public variable and method can be accessed anywhere in the program. Now we will learn protected. Then again create one class, sorry, private class, private example colon. When you declare any class, define any class at the during the defining any class, then you can declare the constructor also. Okay, def equal to, how can we declare, double underscore init double underscore this one self when you declare any private variable, here is the some restriction. If you declare any private variable, then you will use a double underscore prefix in the name of private variable. Okay, the naming mechanism is harder to access outside of the class. Best for attribute and method should be stay within a class. In case of private access modifier, so now I am declaring the private variable double underscore, okay, private var equal to I am private variable. Okay, now declare the definition again. You want to access the private variable. If you want to access the private variable, actually private variable accessible inside the class. Okay, that's why if you want to outside, then you declare an method def access private member. This is the user defined name, not an issue. Okay, then self colon return self dot private variable. Okay, currently I am commenting this. Okay, now again we will create the object of private class. Okay, so then obj2 equal to this one is the object of the private class. Now access private one is the now print f result method, because you can't be accessed outside the private variable. When you run this, what's the result is the private result is the bound method. This one is the bound method. Okay, and access private method through public method. One minute, actually I have not turned the symbol, that's why we are getting this now. So if you want to access the private variable outside the class, then you will define a function and with help of function you can return the private variable like this. Okay, You can also use the with a class name also. You can use just like if you want to access the private variable, you can use in Python, but it will be not a good practice. Just like this, print the is first object, then underscore, what would be the class name, class name, then private variable name, like this. Hopefully it will work on Python, but this is not good, but this is not good practice. Okay, so you, if you want to access the private, first in Python by default the variable and the methods are the public, but if you want to access the private variable, then you create the object of private class, then underscore class name, then double underscore the private variable, then you can easily access, but it is not a good practice. If you want to access this private variable, so then you will create any public method, and with help of this method you can return the value of the private variable. Okay, now we will now go the third point, protected accessifier. Protected accessifier, you know that protected, accessible within a class and subclass. What is the use? Internal helper method, not a part of public API, but it is a internal helper method. Okay, now create another class. Now I can explain with example. Class protected example colon, same def init. What is self? Self is the current object, instance of the object. Okay, now we declared one protected variable, self. How can you declare the protected variable? If you want to declare the protected variable, then you will use single underscore. If the variable name is start with single underscore, then it is a protected variable. I am protected variable. Okay, and now again a method, similar way I am explaining. Access protctd protected method. Okay, when we create a class protected, this is similar to the private class or any another example which explained earlier. Okay, now we will create one child subclass. Okay, subclass class and we will pass the protected class inside the. I want to use this variable in subclass, that's why I am giving this example. Okay, then define access protected tctd protected return self dot protected variable. Okay, now we will create the object of subclass. Okay, I am commenting this concept. This is a multi-line comment. obj3 equal to subclass. Okay, and print the क्या protected print the protected method. Okay, and print the protected variable. Now we will learn actually syntax and difference is this. Now we will learn this one. The protected method is I am protected variable. Okay, I am protected variable. Okay, so in both method we are in this variable, in this actually access protected, this is also printing the protected variable, and this is the one way you can use access the protected variable. Okay, this one is the overall concept of the accessifier. Okay, now in next lecture we learn about other concept.